How soundproofing windows work. To reduce noise coming into your room, it's a must you create a barrier between the source of the sound and your ear. Walls, ceilings, roofs, and window reduce some certain amount. But to enhance a window's ability to absorb sound, a window must have more mass, glass should be thicker, some air space should be available. Distance between the window panes, laminated glass. Here are some of the best window soundproofing methods that work. The first methods involve the use noise-reducing curtains. While soundproof curtains will not 100% reduce noise, they are highly effective in blocking sounds. I also love the fact that they add aesthetic appeal to your house. I decided to buy some for my cousin's house, and she was shocked by how they filtered out the bass problem. It's important to note that these are not your ordinary curtains. They are made of high quality and heavy materials, and it's for this reason they can block out the noise. For best results, I would recommend you to get curtains that extend a few centimeters on the sides of the windows and stretch all the way to the floor. For best results, you can hang 2 curtains. Another great method to soundproof the window is to block the window entirely. There are 2 ways you can achieve this. The first method is free and won't cost you a dime, but the second method, you'll spend a few bucks. Firstly, you can rearrange furniture. If you don't mind blocking your windows, you should try this method. I guess you understand how sound travels, right? You can move some furniture on the window and just like curtains, they will block noise. You can place bookshelves, couches, closets or similar stuff in front of your window. But if you don't want to block out the window, here's an alternative method. You can place furniture next to the window. They'll still absorb some sounds but not as much compared to placing them in front of the windows. Secondly, block using acoustic panels. The best part with blocking windows is that you will be guaranteed you won't experience noise problem again. Other factors such as walls, door, ceiling constant. You can block garage windows, but I wouldn't recommend you to block the living room or bedroom windows. The concept behind blocking windows entirely is to ensure that no gaps are left that could allow some noise in or out of the room. You can get some cheap acoustic panels, soundproofing blankets or fiberglass. With acoustic panels, you won't get the aesthetic appeal and hence they're cheaper compared to the latter 2. Another great hack for soundproofing windows involves sealing all the gaps. Those small gaps you see on your windows are the major culprits when it comes to leaking noise in and out of your homes. Fortunately for you, my friend, I'm going to show you ways in which you can seal all these gaps. Weather stripping. One of the most effective but also the easiest way to seal the gaps is by use of a weather stripping tape. You can get it from your local hardware store or Amazon. Weather strips are made of different materials. Some of the common materials used include silicone, tapes and foam and many others. To find the best one that suits you, you should take into consideration factors such as weather, aesthetic appeal, amount of friction. Try acoustic cork. Another product I would recommend anyone wanting to seal the gaps on your windows or doors is an acoustic cork. Once you install this product, you'll be guaranteed to block out noise for at least the next 3 to 4 years. It's durable, doesn't crack or shrink and it's easy to use. You should also note that there's a difference between a regular cork and acoustic cork. Acoustic cork doesn't shrink or harden and hence it's not prone to cracking. You also try replacing your windows with soundproof windows. If you're willing to spend extra dollars, but I guarantee you it won't break the bank. I would recommend you to replace the existing windows with double pane ones. Double panes will reduce noise leaking by approximately 60%. Another benefit of double panes is that they will reduce heat transmission. So you will have cooler summers and warmer windows. This will save you on electricity bills because you won't need to turn the AC to keep your room cool or hot in the summers or winters respectively. Additionally, you could also hire a professional to replace the existing windows with soundproof ones. But you should only try this if you live in your own home. However, if you've rented a unit, you should first ask the landlord or property manager before doing any major renovation. If the landlord agrees or if you've purchased a home, you should find a professional. Add more mass to the windows. Compared to replacing your windows, adding some mass to the windows is much cheaper. You will only need to add a layer of acrylic on the window. This will reduce the noise passing through. However, it's important to note that you will have to install a metal frame for this to work. You will then need to use a magnet to attach acrylic to the windows. Ensure that all the gaps are sealed as well. You will note that this method is much similar to soundproofing using a window plug. But the only difference is that acrylic is transparent and will still allow light to penetrate inside the room. But it's important to note that acrylic only works for not so loud noises, so if your neighbor or your son is launching the next space station down, this may not be a viable option for you. A do-it-yourself window plug will soundproof the window. You can build a window plug. You'll save not only some cash but also block unwanted noise. You will only need to plug the window plug in a window opening when you need some quiet time. You can remove them afterward. This is a simple yet effective method that lets you control the level of noise you want in your home. You will spend less on the materials needed to build, and it will be a fun activity you can undertake during your own free time. Lastly, try some thick blinds. Thick blinds use the same concept as sound deadening curtains. They reduce echoes in your room and also block some noise. If you're going to use blinds, I would suggest trying out ones made of thick materials.